Hello fellow guitar geeks, this is the Hammertone Delay from Fender, one of Fender's new affordable range of pedals called the Hammertone series. I've made a video for each and every one of these pedals and you can check them out in the playlist, but this one's the Delay. It's coming in at €85, which is around $99. There's two price points for the Hammertone series. There's the cheaper ones, such as the Fuzz, and that's €65. We've got the Delay and the more complicated pedals, which 85. I love delay pedals because they allow me to be really creative because basically I get more time before I have to play the next note so I can think about where I'm going. But in this video, we're going to find out what the delay does, or the Hammertone Delay, this particular one right here. What it does, is it any good, what are the secret settings inside, yes it has them, and is it worth buying? So before I go any further, let's explain the pedal and what the switches and knobs do. On the top we've got three large, beautiful looking Fender knobs. I really dig these knobs and I want them on my guitars. Then we've got also two switches. This is a two-way switch, this is a three-way switch. Top left is the time, and at its lowest point gives us the shortest time in between repeats. Gives us that kind of really small, as if the guitar's stuck in a barrel kind of sound. In fact, let's turn the modulation off for a second. And then right up here is 1 second of delay. That leads us on to this knob, the feedback. That's how many repeats. So this is one, how long between the repeats. Then this is one, how many repeats. So right at the bottom gives you just one repeat. And that's really cool because some delay pedals don't give you one delay on the minimum the knob goes to. It kind of cuts off. There's a breath of a second repeat there. Actually works better when you turn it up a little bit. Okay, so then we've got maximum, which is going to get super freaky. And in case the pedal ever freaks out on you, just turn the feedback all the way down and it'll cut out. Because turning it off, if you do something, and then turning it back on, it's still there. The pedal is a little noisy when you max the feedback, but that's kind of to be expected. And you get this more of a soundscape sound rather than a sort of lead sound. You could also use the one shush. So you can sort of fortify your single notes by just using that short delay. In fact, if I just kick in the overdrive for a second, the Hammertone overdrive. Without the delay. So it's just giving that reinforcement. If you know delay pedals, you may already know that, of course. Then we've got, what I love about the Hammertone pedals is the level knob. This is the level of the delay. So no matter what you have it set to, you got no delays because the level's all the way down. Oh, what have I done there? There we go. And then at 10, you've got a balanced 50-50 mix of the delay and the original signal. Then we've got these two little switches. We'll go to this one first. This is the mod or modulation switch. So this is off in its down position. Up gives it on. Gives us that little warble. Then off. And a little jump forward in the video. If you open up the pedal, there are some switches or knobs inside that you can affect the modulation with. So we can do that in a little bit. Now, turn the modulation off. Then we've got the type. At the top is a digital delay. In the middle is a darker analog delay. And at the bottom is a more mid-focused analog delay. First up, the digital delay, followed by the dark analog delay, followed by the mid-range analog sounding delay. Hang on, wait a minute, before we go any further. Fender have called it the analog sounding delay because it is not, as far as I know, analog. It is entirely digital. As far as I know, I'll open it up in a little bit and try to confirm that, but for all intents and purposes, it is a digital delay pedal, I think. We'll find out. So here's the digital delay first. There's a big jump. So the digital delay is a lot cleaner and it sounds like, if you want to do some edge style stuff, then I would recommend doing the digital stuff. So if you're doing up here and doing lead lines, digital's probably going to get you closer and easier to what you want. But the analog stuff is when you want to get down and dirty. That's also really fun. Not that you can't do the edge stuff on the analog settings, but I like to keep that digital. Let's do my top 5 tones. So in this section of the video, I will play with the pedal, not talk to you, completely ignore you, pretend you're not there, but I will give you 5 sounds that I think demonstrates the whole range of sounds from the pedal. So, top 5 tones. One thing I have to mess around with is the spacey, timey-wimey stuff, so... I lost it. It's like riding a wave, I assume. If one surfs, I lost it. It's like juggling. I dropped the ball. Sorry. That's the kind of thing, if you want to be... I saw Noel Gallagher do that at a show when I watched Oasis. Yeah, he just left it doing that at the end of the set. We stayed, we enjoyed that ridiculous sound. By the way, this is the Jupiter from Valiant Guitars in the Ukraine. If you want to support a guitar company from the Ukraine and a guitar company that's making phenomenal guitars, then check them out. I'll put a link in the video description so you can have a look at this beauty and all the other beautiful 6 strings and probably more strings and even less strings. They do basses as well. So check them out whilst you're checking out the Fender delay pedal. I'm going to open it up, the pedal that is, not the guitar. Right, stuck to the board with Fender Velcro. I've said it in every video that I've done on the Hammertone series. I love that you can open these pedals with a coin. You don't have to have a 1-penny coin from the UK in 1929. However, that's what I have. This is my lucky coin. And now we're going to open this up and see what's going on inside. I love that I don't need to use a drill, but just to give a drill flex, that's my drill. Also known as Drill Collins. Right, open it up. Ooh! Right, we've got stuff going on. We've got things we can fiddle with. Firstly, I'm no expert, as it may be apparent, but that looks entirely digital to me. Yeah. Should we call that entirely digital? Yes. What do these 2 dip switches do? Luckily, I have the manual. We have a speed trim pot, which adjusts the modulation rate, and the depth trim pot. On the chorus, just here, that has depth and rate, and then this one also has depth and rate. So you get like a free chorus pedal. That's pretty cool. All right, let's plug it back in and fiddle with those depth and rate switches, knobs, trim pots, things. Adjustable potentiometers. Still there. Still spacey sounds are still happening. Cool. I'm assuming that if you don't power that down, that's going to carry on forever. You can sample that ray gun sound if you want. It's yours. God, that's annoying. Some people's cats and dogs and pet guinea pigs are screaming at me right now. So let's get something that actually doesn't sound like I'm trying to ray gun someone to death. Need a screwdriver. So as I said, I'm going to flip that up the other way. Right, we've got speed and depth. I don't know which one does which, but that is the wrong side of the screwdriver. Here we go. This is ridiculous fun. This is probably a more alone time with the pedal than it is sharing time. I could get lost in that. Just as a test, I don't think I need a guitar to make noises with this pedal. Here we go, guitar cable. Yeah, so you don't need a guitar or in fact any instrument to make music when you have a delay pedal. They also, you might see it sitting just here, the Space Delay. That was the one that I thought would be weird and wacky and crazy. I didn't know before, of course, planning this video, that this had a modulation. I just thought it was a straight up vanilla delay. And of course it isn't a straight up vanilla delay. You've got that modulation, which I think to make it musical needs to be set somewhere in the middle. But, and it does annoy me does annoy me that trim pots are necessary to adjust these things. I know they're keeping the price down, and therefore if this had external pots, they'd need to pay for larger pots, plus these wonderful knobs. But there is a room there somewhere for someone to mod these pedals, because there's space, at least in the enclosure, like down there. There's loads of space there, look. See? There's space here or down there for sure. Look at all that lovely space. You could put knobs down there and somehow make it do what those trim pots do. There's a challenge for you if you are happy to do screwdrivery things. Do you know, I'm tempted to do it myself. I don't know, I'm far too busy and far too important to do stuff like that. 85 euros. Would I spend my 85 euros on that? There's so many delay pedals on the market right now. For me, the modulation on this is a cool thing, but it's not something that I want from a delay pedal, really. Unless that delay pedal is specifically for modulation, like the Space Echo, or indeed like the Space Delay that's on this board, the Hammertone Space Delay. They could have taken the modulation out and put this at 65 euros and made this one of the cheaper ones. That would have been cool, but then we would have probably said it's just a boring standard delay. So you can't win, can you, Fender? Sorry, nobody can win when it comes to this, because I'm second-guessing everything. I like the fact that it's got 3 different types. The darker delay is super dark. Really enjoy that. The digital delay is nice and clean, and the mid-ranged one is kind of like the dark one, but cleaner. So it's a nice middle ground in between that digital and dark analog. So if you want a bit more clarity in your sound, then it's nice to have that. I love the weird and wacky sounds you can get from this, but also I like the standard delay tones you can get. It is missing for me a tap tempo. I love tap tempos. I know it isn't really missing a tap tempo, but if this had one, that would be fun. I would take the tap tempo over the modulation. That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's what I'm trying to communicate with you. That's the delay in the Hammertone series from Fender. I've had a lot of fun, and delay pedals often are a bit of a bamboozling kind of pedal, because I don't use that big spacey delay in my playing, which means they're going to have trouble with the next video, which is the space delay. Yeah, I'd have that on my board. If I turned up and didn't have a delay, and the local music shop or somebody lent me that pedal, I'd be very happy. That does exactly what I need. So do cheaper pedals, though. Bit noisy with the feedback, to be expected, though. I'm kind of reassuring that it's a bit noisy. Otherwise, build quality, brilliant. The look, I love it. I dig these knobs so hard. It's kind of hard to read the labels on the pedal, so if you're on a dark stage, that might not be great. Foot switch seems nice and switchy. Yeah, 85 bucks. If you can pick it up any cheaper, definitely do it. If it's more expensive, don't. There are other things on the market that do similar things, but this one has the backing of Fender, one of the largest guitar companies in the world, if not the largest. I don't know. Yeah, if it goes wrong, you're going to have Fender to replace it, rather than say if it was a 30 euro cheaply made pedal. Not that these aren't made cheaply. I'm trying to avoid using the word Chinese, because that's not fair these days, but a super budget pedal might not last as long. This one feels like it's going to last you a long while, and Fender, please don't make me eat my words, okay? I hope you've put time and effort into it. Your circuit boards and everything here seem great. That is the end of the video, which means you have reached the end of the video club, and to prove that you have made it this far and you are indeed a member of this prestigious elite, when you leave a comment telling me what you think of the Hammertone Delay, please also include the phrase, "lovely blue knobs," and that'll let me know that you watched this part, and YouTube would love me for it, because you're commenting and pushing my video up the charts to hit #1 in the all-time best videos made by me about the Hammertone Delay. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Fender for sponsoring this. They did kind of pay me, because, yeah, they kind of paid me. They gave me this pedal. That's a payment. There are other videos over there if you want to watch more Hammertone stuff or more from me. There's a subscribe button down there. Subscribe and smash that bell so you get notifications when I release a new video. Otherwise, I wish you well. My name is Andy, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.